Join us on a mesmerizing journey into the heart of Rongmei Naga folklore. Today, we bring you the enchanting tale of Gairiamnang and Guiliannei. Immerse yourself in the rich cultural tapestry of the Rongmei Naga tribe as we unravel stories filled with bravery, wisdom, and the mystical wonders of nature. Let's keep the magic of these timeless stories alive, together. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful woman in a small village. Her name is Guiliannei. One day, Guiliannei was in the jum field, weeding. At noon, her water jar ran out. She was so thirsty and wanted a water to drink. And she was roaming, searching water nearby the field, if she could find any water to quench her thirst. The brook by the field had dried up, and she was helpless. She desperately needed water to drink, or else she might even collapse. The sun is burning upon her, and the dry wind blowing by. Even the birds of the air remain quiet on this hot summer, perching their claws to the bushy trees. She was about to faint, and was wishing if anyone could come up and give her water to quench her thirst. She even stammered, "I would even marry and be a wife to anyone whomsoever come up and give me water to drink." Bhuvan, a demigod, heard over her desperation and thirst. Being god and python, he knew the weariness of Guiliannei. He transformed himself into a handsome lad and come out of nowhere and brought water for Guiliannei. He handed out a jar of water for her. Being surprised by the move, Guiliannei asked him, "How do you know that I am thirsty?" The lad said, I knew it. I overheard your pledge to even marry to whomsoever you get water to drink." She asked, "Are you a human or a supernatural being?" The lad responded, "I am no human but a god, and named as Bhuvan." Thinking hard, Guiliannei took the jar of water and gulped it down and refreshed herself. As being pledged over water to drink, Guiliannei could not lie to the lad who is God and a python in reality. And so, they married and lived happily, and gave birth to a son named Gairiamnang. Gairiamnang was born in the village of Montha. His parent left him behind when he was young, and people and friends regarded him as orphan. He was taunted and bullied many times because his parent have left him behind and gone down to Bhuvan's site, Binakandi, Assam. His parent lived there. Being unbearable to the taunt, he replied to the people who called him as orphan, said, "I have my parent and I will show you." So he sent a message to his parents that he would come over and see them. His father, Python, had earlier given him a supernatural gift of hearing and understanding the language of ants and flies. Whenever Gairiamnang lifted his feet to walk over grasses and forest, he would hear ants and flies crying in fear that his feet might step over them. So, wanting to get rid of the hearing power of ants and flies and solve the spell of taunt by the people as orphan, his desire grew bigger to meet his parents. His father told him, "If you want to come, please come on any other day and not on Sunday." Gairiamnang set out from Montha village, taking a gift for his parents. He pulled a white he-goat and set out. On the way, he met so many taunting people who despised Gairiamnang and told him that his parents wanted to meet him soon. And as he rushed towards his parents, he came on Sunday. Not heeding to the words of his father, Gairiamnang came to see them unexpectedly. His father was planning to gift his son a special gift, but he came on the odd day. When he entered the gate, a lady was standing and he asks if his parents are there. The lady replied, "Yes, our parents are there." When he entered, his father was loving his mother. He was hanging down from the rooftop and was playing her with his tail. His mother was weaving and looks embarrassed, and his father was also embarrassed and fall flat down to the kitchen floor. His father asked, "Why do you come on Sunday?" He answered, "I come here to release the taunt of people who called me orphan and to get a new boon from you. His father asked him to go out to the lawn and bring anything you like. So he went out and brought a red flower. On seeing that his father told him that wherever you go, every girl who see you and hear you play the violin will fall for you. So, go forth and roam the world with your rabung violin. He came back to Montha and held his head high after meeting his parents. In the village also live a beautiful damsel Guiliannei. She grew up budding into a beautiful lady, and every bachelor in the village and surrounding areas heard about her beauty and wanted to marry her. Gairiamnang and Guiliannei fall in love, and people in and around the village knew about their relationship. Being at Kongchu and Luchu, they could not meet as they like, because there are other senior bachelors who are looking after the affairs and discipline of Kongchu, and likewise, Tunachang looks after the management of Luchu. One day, Gairiamnang called Guiliannei and said to her that he is going for a journey to build new villages. So Gairiamnang presented Guiliannei an earring, Tadip. He told her, "If this Tadip open out by itself, then know that I am already gone forever. And as long as this Tadip is closing tight, this is to show that I will come back to get you again." Guiliannei took the Tadip and kept preciously inside her cane basket. Gairiamnang is already gone for the journey. Guiliannei mostly weaved cloths, and she would secretly observe the precious Tadip and close the basket daily. Whenever she weaved cloths at home, a grandma of the neighborhood would come and sit with her and ask about her lover, Gairiamnang. As this grandma comes on daily basis, she saw the basket which Guiliannei forbid everyone not to open, and told her about the Tadip. This grandma began telling her that Gairiamnang will not come back to her, and she started courting for Kuran, the best friend of Gairiamnang. So one day while Guiliannei was weaving, the grandma secretly opened the basket and pulled open the Tadip in order to take Guiliannei for Kuran. The next day, when Guiliannei was weaving, the grandma came again and started her conversation to convince her. But Guiliannei was steadfast and firm for Gairiamnang. She asked Guiliannei to open the basket and see. Guiliannei opened the basket and saw the Tadip was opened wide. As she saw it, her tears began rolling and cried a river over her basket, and Tadip calling on the name of her beloved. She could not believe the Gairiamnang is already death or has turned into a soil. Everyone the village knew about her sadness and was rumoring why and how did Gairiamnang died away, or why did he leave her. She out of no option have to get married to Kuran even if she is yearning for the love of Gairiamnang. As the days passed by, one day Gairiamnang came back from his journey where he went to Jadimbut. As he came down to the village gate, he called out the name of Kuran, his best friend. Kuran was afraid to meet him because he had married Guiliannei. He called out Kuran again and again to come down to the village gate where the stream flows. He came back with a long hair and said his only friend Kuran should cut it, so he told him to bring scissor, mirror, and a comb. Kuran came down and was afraid of him to speak out what has happened. Kuran with fear spoke to his friend that he had married Guiliannei. Gairiamnang's heart blew and couldn't do anything against his best friend who betrayed him. On hearing the news, Gairiamnang requested Kuran to let Guiliannei spend with him for a day. Gairiamnang wanted to spend time with her and give her his last words. Kuran agreed to the request of Gairiamnang, so the day when Gairiamnang and Guiliannei will see face to face again for the last time, the whole village was called, and Gairiamnang butchered a mithun and fed the villagers, and in the lawn at night there was a bonfire. There sat the whole villagers, children, mothers, fathers, old people, youths, and the likes listening to the songs of Gairiamnang and Guiliannei. Sad and sorrowful, Gairiamnang and Guiliannei sat in the middle and began competing songs, as both of the broken-hearted lover began singing goodbye folk songs, which encompasses all their past memories and activities that they have experienced and enjoyed. They sang alternately, and the village folks shed tears listening to their love songs. The whole night they sang shedding tears because they could not come back together and be a lover. As they sang, the dawn breaks, and the time set was running out for Gairiamnang to be with her love Guiliannei, who married to his best friend. The day breaks, and Gairiamnang got ready to leave his beloved Montha, now in Churachandpur. He took his rabung and bade farewell to Guiliannei and the villagers, and walked out as he sang this song as he walked along the way through the village. Guiliannei cried, standing behind as the sunlight flashes her face that tears has shed and roll the whole night as she sang for Gairiamnang. To be continue, the tour of Gairiamnang and how he lived in the next episode. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, stay tuned for more captivating stories and cinematic journeys into the world of folktales and tribal life. See you next weekend.